In this video, I am going to show you how I made a retro analog radio using a radio kit. I will show you the complete making process of this beautiful radio, the problems and drawbacks I faced, and also whether it is value for money or not. This kit comes with all the necessary components, so you don't need to buy anything separately. You only need some basic soldering tools like a cutter, soldering iron, soldering paste, and optional a PCB holder. The first problem is that it comes with a user guide, but it is completely in Chinese. I later found that the circuit diagram in the guide is slightly mismatched with the actual PCB. I translated the Chinese to understand it better, but the manual is still not very clear. Now let's see what you get inside this kit. This type of analog radio components are not easily available in the market. So if you love making traditional radio, this kit is good for you. All the components are printed on the PCB, but I will show you later that there is also a small issue with that. However, the PCB quality itself is good. This is a gang condenser, which is very rare to see nowadays. It works as an analog tuner. It also provides analog tuning accessories like a dial plate. This circuit is based on two ICs and one transistor. The 8-pin IC 32822 is for the audio amplifier. The 16-pin IC 9088 is for FM radio, and the 7642 is for AM radio. I started with the 16-pin SMD IC. This IC has a line on one side which indicates pin 1. I used the same soldering iron but with a slightly thinner tip because it is an SMD component. Soldering is now complete and I cleaned it with some cleaning liquid. After that I soldered the 8-pin IC, which was easier for me than the SMD IC. Then I soldered the 3-pin transistor. The electrolytic capacitors have clearly marked positive and negative terminals on the PCB, and their values are also printed. The circuit has a lot of ceramic capacitors, which are very small, and sometimes the printed values on them are confusing. At first I placed all the clearly visible values. Then at the end I placed the confusing ones with the help of the circuit diagram. The provided resistors are very small in size and difficult to identify using the color code, so I used multimeter to measure each resistor. The PCB is also a bit confusing here. Here are both 22 ohms and 22K resistors. With the help of the circuit diagram, I understood that 22 means 22 ohms and 22K means 22 kilo ohms. For the FM section, the circuit has two copper coils. One is 6T5 and other is 7T5, but there is no clear guide about them. From experience and a little research, I found that one coil is slightly bigger than the other. The bigger one is 75 and smaller one is 6T5. The LED also has positive and negative polarity, so it must be inserted carefully. Here a jumper wire connection is needed. I am using an extra lead from a resistor. Other components like the band switch, volume control and gang condenser are easy to install. The main PCB is almost complete. This is the AM radio coil and here is a small ferrite rod. Now I am connecting wires for power supply, speaker and antenna, which are all mentioned on the PCB. The cabinet looks good and it is in proper size. I did not face any issue with it. All the cutouts and holes are properly aligned for the PCB and other components. The assembly is complete and it looks really good. Now it is time to test its performance. It works with two AA batteries.
Get ready for what's next.
The AM radio receives only one station and the FM radio receives a few stations, but the gain is very low. It is also depends on the location. The sound volume is also low, but it is listenable with headphones. The performance is not very good, but we have to consider its small size and the fact that is an analog radio. Thank you for watching. See you soon in the next video.